Neil said that he would pay Jared Goff $50 million a year.
Jesus. How do you?
$50 million?
Yes, Chris.
Great. I don't want to be like disrespectful of Neil. I love Neil.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Can we go to break? Can we go to break? I gotta gather myself around that one. $50 million. He's
One
down
more
to
time,
pay.
JB.
$50 million?
Yep.
Like bullshit. Like ha ha ha.
Chelsea
Ha
Clinton?
ha ha.
No.
What's Kendrick say? I crushed your whole little bit. Like how are you the numbers guy? How do you pretend to be Mr. Draft Capital, Mr. Salary Cap, Mr. Oh, I don't want to pay this guy $6 million because I can get another guy at $4 million. Talking about $1 million difference savings there and then you want to pay Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. How much, JB? Did they drop one more time?
$50 million?
My heart's like racing right now.
Yeah.
How are you? I mean, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. How are you guys falling for this bit any longer at this point? If he wants to pay Jared Goff $50 million,
I did. Yeah, I was very confused.
you got to dispute. You can no longer be the numbers guy. If that's what you're saying, you can no longer pretend to fucking care about cap space, draft capital. I mean, draft capital you could care about.
He also said he'd rather have Jake Moody over Hendon Hooker at that spot.
Come on, dude. There's no way. You're fucking with me.
I know.
You're fucking with me. Why?
He doesn't think Hendon Hooker's going to play in Detroit. That's his reasoning.
And what's is there reasoning behind that, or just like him talking out of his ass?
Because he thinks Jared Goff's going to be here for. Like he doesn't think Hendon Hooker's going to get on the field.
Come on, bro.
I'm not saying that Jared Goff won't get $50 million because I'm sure that's what his agent's going to look for.
$50 million.
$50 million.
$50 million?
I would be surprised if that's like
Chelsea Clinton?
part of the fucking goal of his agency, because again the agent gets like 10% of what you make, but like to say there's a fucking argument or case for it, I'd love to fucking hear.
I said because
can we get him on? Do you want to shoot him a text during like the next break? Go ahead, or say I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm just tripping out over here.
No, I was I told him like I'd give Jared Goff the Derek Carr contract.
Yeah.
That's what was like $38 million. Something like that. Like that's what I would offer Jared Goff. I wouldn't go over 40. 40 would be my dead point.
Oh, God damn. Was there a reasoning behind this?
So, okay. Yes. No. Yeah, no. We were
single. I need to hear this.
we were like
time.
breaking down the quarterback contracts and where they're
God.
at
My heart
and
hurts.
who's getting paid the most next year based on annual average value. And you look at it, and next year it's number 1 is Lamar Jackson. Number 2 is Jalen Hurts. Number 3 is Deshaun Watson. Number 4 is Kyler Murray, I believe. 5, Russell Wilson. Patrick Mahomes is at 7.
Are these? I apologize, because Neil bullshits.
Based on average annual value,
Okay. Not actual hits.
not actual cap hits.
Okay.
And
Neil
yeah,
likes to play that game.
so he wasn't saying his cap hit should be $50 million.
Yeah.
$50 million. But
He was okay with his average annual.
his average, $50 million a year. Because his thing was that the cap's going to keep going up. And he was like, $50 million in 2 years is going to be the $40 million a year now. But I went at him, I was like, you just clowned Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, and Daniel Jones as having bad contracts being $40 million a year. So $50 million a year is the new $40 million. It would still be a bad contract. So I don't want to get wrapped up in that. That's why I said I wouldn't go over 40. I said I would like to get him, if you're going to re-sign him, at the Derek Carr price, which is like 38.
I know as a content creator or someone that makes content about the Detroit Lions, I want to buy into an article from Dave Burkett that hints to the Detroit Lions, the writing on the wall or trending towards like re-signing Jared Goff within the next 15 months. But if I could take a step back and analyze that as like black and white, 15 months? That's August of next year.
Yeah, it's a pretty far gap.
Pretty fucking far, right? That's enough time for Maybe because you don't know necessarily for sure. But with Hendon Hooker and his ACL injury, I don't know how much you're going to see of him or how much evaluation the Detroit Lions organization is going to be able to make of Hendon Hooker as a quarterback or possible future quarterback for this organization. For, like when he steps into the actual practice field and maybe gets reps with the ones. Maybe that doesn't happen because he doesn't see the practice field until they're already within the season. But all reality, that's not like anything to like put a rush on. 15 months, that's over a year from now. If we're like really looking at it, like the article comes out and like it becomes a topic today, as if it's happening like this week or within the coming weeks. 15 months.
$50 million.
That's just kind of like him just throwing it out there. That's a fucking great guess to make. Yeah, he's gonna get re-signed somewhere within the next like 2 years. Like yeah, no fucking shit. First of all, that part.
Brad Holmes did say earlier today.
Today, Brad Holmes spoke today.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
97.1.
Okay.
He said that he has made contact with Jared Goff's camp.
Okay.
He has touched down.
Yeah. And listen, I've said I can see him being extended on that same type of Daniel Jones to Geno Smith deal where it's less of a commitment. You know what I'm saying? You have the 3-year extension, and then you have like you're out after 1 or 2 years, which would make sense because, you know, 1 or 2 years is what we have with Goff right now. It depends on what Hendon Hooker becomes, but like to the people to the Neils, or the Gawk 16s, it's PTSD. That is SOL. You want to point to something that's SOL. It's being scared, not stoked about the possibility of Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker can be your Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. And
he's a better passer.
Don't relate this as name or talent for talent, but just more of a transition, a turning of the page. Hendon Hooker can be your Patrick Mahomes. These are organizations that were stoked, not scared. These are organizations that were having successful runs with Carson Wentz.
I don't know about that one.
I just said names. I prefaced it with names.
I know.
Don't say I don't know when I literally prefaced it with names.
Saying, man.
No,
It
I
still
already
sounds
prefaced
bad.
it. It sounds weird, but I prefaced it with names. You can't be scared. You can't be pussyfooting around. Like this is like a PTSD mentality. You're just too fucking scared to take the next step. This is a different organization. This isn't the Lions of yesterday. This organization didn't turn around because of Jared Goff. This organization turned around because of Brad Holmes.
Yes.
This organization turned around because of Dan Campbell, not because of Jared fucking Goff.
Yeah.
2021 was Jared fucking Goff by himself. 2022 was Jared Goff with Ben Johnson. Jared Goff 2022 was with Brad Holmes, give him another draft class to surround him by. And even this defense took some time to get along too with AG. But this is the regime is the reason for the success that we're seeing. The system is the reason for the success that we're seeing. Could Jared Goff run that system and do pretty well? Yes. Mm-hmm. Outside of that,
Yeah.
And then when you want to pay him, how much, JB? How much?
$50 million.
You want to pay him $50 million? You're just settling. You're settling for something that you've never even seen the best of yet. And to be honest with you, I think we kind of know. We have an idea of what it is. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff has been in the league for a long, long time now.
Yeah.
I mean, a Super Bowl winning organization dumped him off and upgraded from him.
And won a Super Bowl.
And then won a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not dumping $50 million into that.
$50 million.
Look at the fucking playoffs from last year. Half of those guys were on rookie deals.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Stop being scared. Stoked, not scared. Mm-hmm. Don't be scared to fucking turn the keys in, Hooker.
Don't be scared.
Stop being fucking scared. I get Neil's older than us. He's seen a lot of the Detroit Lions being shitty for like a lot of his life. Mm-hmm. But we all been on board with this is the brand new Lions.
Yes.
This isn't your grandfather's Lions.
Yes.
This isn't Neil's Lions. Mm-hmm. This is the brand new Lions. You can't be scared to turn the page and go with something that's worked. They drafted Hendon Hooker for a reason.
Turn the page.
It's not an ideal situation to pay Jared Goff $50 million when he's a fucking system guy.
Yes.
And you have Hendon Hooker who's pretty smart.
He's
you have
very
Hendon
smart.
Hooker who's pretty talented.
He's very talented.
And this is not just us saying this as like Goff truthers or Goff haters, whoever you want to say this. These are national pundits saying this about Hendon Hooker. There's national pundits saying this about he could have been a first-round pick without the injury. National pundits saying, fuck the 25 years old. If you have a good quarterback, you have a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. You're just, it's pussy shit to me.
It is soft shit. It is scared shit. When you look at it, this is what you can do. I agreed with what you said when you could say he could be your Jalen Hurts, because he can. And when you talk about paying Goff, how much?
$50 million.
$50 million.
That's way too fucking much to try to put a team around Jared Goff to have success. Because when you've seen Jared Goff have success, it's been with a team of all-stars around him. When you see Jared Goff go to the playoffs, he wasn't even Definitely not the first reason they did that, because that was Todd Gurley.
Playoffs.
Definitely not the second reason they did that, because that was Aaron Donald. Maybe the third reason, maybe you could put him there, but I would rather be financially capable enough to re-sign guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Kirby Joseph, James Houston, Aiden Hutchinson, rather than unloading $50 million into a guy like Jared Goff. That is extremely...
$50 million?
Yes, okay.
It's enough, Jeremy.
It's enough,
Bryant.
Jeremy. Jesus. There's that is too much money. That is an insane amount of money. I can't even fathom it. Like, I talked about Derek Carr's contract. And if you would re-sign Goff, I would like it to be at Derek Carr's contract, which I think is a reasonable amount of money to pay a good starting quarterback. Not an elite start. He's not elite. He is not a game breaker. He is a good starting quarterback who can get the job done when everything around him is working perfectly. And you can't afford for everything around him to be elite, so he will shine if you pay him $50 million. Don't. All right, thank you. And then when I look at a guy like Hendon Hooker, like you said, he's a smart guy. You don't think Hendon Hooker could run this system? What did he do at Tennessee? He didn't turn the ball over. He threw touchdowns. He made plays, and he's a fucking pocket passer. I saw somebody say, "Oh, Hendon Hooker is a poor man's Lamar Jackson." You don't know fucking football if you think Hendon Hooker is a poor man's Lamar Jackson. He's not a run-first guy. He is a pocket passer who has the ability to make plays with his legs. Yeah, he's not going to come in and start next year. Jared Goff has it next year. The year after that, probably more than likely Jared Goff is going to be there too. But extending him for that amount of money based off of what? A great 10-game stretch, and then whatever he does this year is ludicrous. Blasphemous. The unmitigated gall. It's I can't even think about it. And I don't want to think about it. When I see them get a guy like Hendon Hooker, when you hear Ben Johnson say, Jared Goff can make most of the throws that we give to him. And then you've got a guy with the arm talent, the great decision-making and playmaking ability of a Hendon Hooker, who would cost you, I don't know, $2 million. What is he making, $2 million a year? Compared to 50 is what you're saying to extend Jared Goff for? There is no doubt in my mind the option you should go with. It's pretty crazy.
And don't get me wrong, like that, the quarterback market's going to reach that, where guys are getting paid $50 million.
Not fucking Jared Goff. Like, I see the people in the chat saying it, and they're like, "Oh, you guys just hate him. He's the best quarterback Lions have ever had." Like, shut up. Go back to fucking your sister. You don't know what you're talking about. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous that this 10-game stretch of Jared Goff has you guys fucking brainwashed into thinking he is the best quarterback to ever play football, and he's worth $50 million. It's just not true. You look at what Daniel Jones got paid, that's the same reaction everybody outside of your stupid little bubble would have if the Lions did that with Jared Goff. It is the same reaction. Like, damn, that's a bad contract. They just fucked up. You look at what Dakota Rain Prescott is making this year. It would be the same thing. You look at what Matt Stafford is making. At least Matt Stafford has the arm talent and cashed one in.